Okay, welcome to day 2. We are talking about exercise for fat loss today. Yesterday, we talked about nutrition. That is the basis, the foundation. And today, we're going to tie it into exercise. Now, before we talk about exercise, I want to rewind and again reiterate what we talked about yesterday in regards to nutrition. If your primary goal is to lose weight, nutrition really is the biggest factor and sometimes the hardest. However, if you have a good training program, specifically with strength training, that's where you're going to get the optimal results. So let's start by talking about cardio. Now, in this program that we're doing, this challenge this week, we are focusing on steps. And steps is going to be an example of both LISS and NEAT. And we will get to those as well. But I'm going to tell you a secret. Doing actual cardio sessions is not necessary for fat loss. That doesn't mean there are not benefits when it comes to cardio. Very good for heart health, for endurance, for like feeling really good. But right here, if the goal is fat loss, nutrition and strength training play the biggest role. So getting enough protein in there, which is why we're balancing our plate with that lean protein and also trying to include it in our snacks. A slight calorie deficit if fat loss is a goal, and you should not be in a calorie deficit year long, guys. You should not always try to be losing fat. Okay, this is for a season. But then also strength training to optimize that. So before we get to strength training again, let's talk about cardio. Cardio can supplement that calorie deficit. It is not the primary way to get into a calorie deficit, nutrition is, but it can supplement. So what are the different types of cardio? LISS is low intensity, steady state. And so if you're going on intentional 45-minute walks this week, that's what you're doing. Very important to just move throughout the day, especially if you live a sedentary life. HIIT, this is high intensity, steady state exercise. This is not necessary. I think 5-10 years ago, even, I remember hearing HIIT is so great for fat loss. Now, it can definitely benefit it, but it's not necessary. And in fact, if you lead a high stress life, HIIT can add stress onto that in your body, and it's not always the greatest. So I say if you like HIIT, you can incorporate it 1 or 2 times a week, but I don't recommend doing it every single day, okay? And then NEAT is the other thing that we're going to talk about. And this is not actual cardio session. However, it stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And this is how much you're getting up and moving throughout the day. If the only movement you are getting is a specified exercise session, you're not moving enough. You are meant to move. And if you are sitting at a computer, I recommend just getting up throughout the day and taking walking breaks as needed. Take the elevator, get a standing desk. But NEAT is so important, and your movement throughout the day adds up to a lot more calorie burn than your 30 to 60 minute exercise session. Okay, so that's cardio. Again, not necessary for fat loss, actual cardio sessions. That NEAT is most important, but also you can incorporate walks like we're doing this week to supplement it, okay? Strength training. A lot of the women I work with, most of the women I work with really want to see the definition that lean muscle mass, or sometimes people call it tone, which is just code for gaining muscle, but you can lose fat at the same time. So it's that body recomposition. And so strength training is key. Now, the goal of strength training is not to look at your fitness watch and try to see how many calories you can burn in an hour. That's not the goal. The goal of strength training is to actually build muscle in accordance with your nutrition plan as well. Getting enough protein is what actually allows you to build that muscle. You can't just build it in the gym and then not worry about nutrition. You need that protein, okay? But the goal is to build muscle. And as you're gaining muscle, you are increasing your metabolism even at rest. So that is more important than how many calories you can burn in a single session. All right. So anyways, you can go through here and take a look at the different terms when it comes to strength training. Look at the benefits there. Liking what you see in the mirror, having that tone, as you say, it helps with your posture, flexibility, mobility. If you have soreness throughout your body, strength training is so important for that. And especially as women, as we get older, we lose bone density. And when you're incorporating resistance training, that helps to decrease that and reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Decreased risk of injury, decreased risk of diabetes, heart disease, arthritis. You guys, there are so many important things when it comes to strength training. So if you're not incorporating it, I highly recommend that you do it. Now, as you read through, you can take a look at how often you should be doing it. But my challenge for you this week is to choose one day that you're going to incorporate one of the 30-minute examples that I'm going to include with you in this folder. Now, if you already have a routine, you already got that counts, that's great. If you don't already have a plan, choose one of the workouts that I'm going to share with you, incorporate that into your plan this week, and there you have it. So nutrition is number one when it comes to fat loss, but if you're adding in a strength training program and moving throughout the day, that's really going to supplement it and optimize that. Have a great day.